the body will never forget what your mind often does. And there's the body stores every single thing that ever happens to us ever since we're born. And some might even argue before, like,
I've been doing meditation for years now, and that's always a big question, is like, where does it show up in your body? And actually, even in my meditation this week, I was amazed of like, until I've got a guided meditation, and until they're like, is there stress in your jaw? And I'd just be like, oh, I'm clamping my jaw right now. What about your shoulders? Oh yeah. And as I went, like, again, just wandering around thinking I was fine, but until somebody presenced me to what was going on in my body, I really had no idea, right? And I think back again, when I was in university, I used to wake up in the morning and my hands would be sore because I'd be clenching my fists all night, worrying about the next exam, the next assignment, the this, the that, the other thing, to the point where like I would wake up in the morning and barely be able to open up my hands.
And embodying the experience while reflecting on what's happening in your body. And I know that this is a very foreign concept to like most people, including myself when I first started this, because I was so much in my head. I wanted to see formulas, I wanted to see logic, I wanted to see like a proven scientific approach to things that I could just wrap my head around it. And I couldn't understand when the therapist would tell me, so how does this show up in your body, or how are you supporting yourself right now, or I didn't even have the terminology. Like, I knew this is my hand and I knew this is my leg, but like I didn't have even terminology to even explain what like I never thought about what's happening in my body right now.
And so a lot of what you're saying to me is foreign, because I haven't been introduced to this. I mean, I hear a lot about it now because of our friendship, but embracing every emotion that you have in the present is a very foreign subject to me.
Because we're not connected to our bodies usually the way we should be in the mindfulness that we bring to that relationship, that's why it's a foreign territory. Like, we live in our bodies and our bodies are foreign.
That fear of the unknown, I call it the death by 1,000 stabs. You know what I mean? It's like stab number 1, what if this happens? Stab number 2, but what if this happens? And stab number 3, and you're just constantly going through so much pain and so much suffering because you're constantly stabbing yourself, psychologically speaking, without anything happening, right?
While people are certainly experiencing financial stress and financial anxiety, the reality of the situation is most financial situations won't kill you. Like, even if you start indulging in catastrophic thinking, like, what if I lose my house? What if if you're living in North America, there are certain types of support systems, like your basic needs somehow, some way will be met. It won't kill you. However, the stress around it and the anxiety around it is detrimental to your health and will kill you. And there's scientific studies to show that people die from financial stress equivalent to people dying from heart attacks.
Our brains, they secrete the same hormones, and we don't know the difference, right? Yes, financial stress will kill you, and it's because we associate the same kind of fear, we associate the same kind of, it's the same hormone that's being secreted that inevitably, and if you don't know how to deal with that stress and that anxiety, will kill you.
The body scan. Body scan is similar-ish to meditation, but with a focus on the body, and you actually walk through your body from like the head all the way to the toe and then back, and you literally scan every single like inch of your body with an intense awareness of what's happening in that area.
When I'm stressed out, one of the things that I do is I change my physiology. I assume the structure or the shape that I want to be, and all of a sudden it's the reverse of what you're saying. It's how your emotions affect your physiology, but your physiology has the same ability to affect your emotions.
To expand your emotional capacity as you go through these things, and not just rely on actions to get you through to the other side, but really make the most out of the journey. And that's the balance I try to integrate. It's not the results ultimately that we should keep our eye on. The results are important, but the journey in itself has probably more results within it than the destination we've originally anticipated.